Welcome back to Abel's Treasures. Today we have the opportunity to talk to Joey Bada Bing. I'll leave his links down below. I definitely recommend subscribing to him on Instagram as well as YouTube. He has a great energy, and you'll see that throughout this whole conversation. Now, before we jump into the conversation, I just want to ask you to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and share with all your friends, as I feel this video was very motivational. At least it was for me. Joey, thank you for coming onto my channel. Let's jump right into it, and I'll see you on the other side. Welcome to Abel's Treasures, Joey. I really appreciate you coming onto my channel. Now, before we get started, I just want to say two things. One, I love your energy. That's kind of what attracted me to your YouTube channel and everything that you do. Number two, I want to apologize. At FlipCon, I talked to you for just a few moments.
I
I
know.
was exhausted by the
Dude.
time I saw you, and I'm like, I couldn't even complete a sentence, so I
Yeah.
apologize.
No, dude, trust me. I talked to probably every single person in that place, and it was very difficult to get around to literally everyone. When I saw
Yeah.
you, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what's up?" Because I've always seen you on just on my lives and stuff.
Yeah.
But like just seeing you, and I'm like, "Dude, what is going on? Like, thanks for being here." Like that's just so cool. Like I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and I really like your reaction of my shirt. So now that I think
Oh,
about
dude.
it, I should have put it on today.
Dude, when I saw it, I was like, that is the best Hawaiian shirt here. So
Yeah. If
I
they
had the
do another
logo on it
FlipCon, I'm hoping they do a Hawaiian theme just for me so I can wear it again.
for sure.
So let's get started. What my YouTube channel is about is really the successes, then the downfalls. How we get past that as small business owners, resellers, all of that. But before we get deep into that, could you tell me a little bit about yourself,
For sure.
please?
So as you guys know, my name is Joey. Joey Bada Bing 22, your local mailman. But I used to be a mailman. That's how I got into this reselling game. Just a quick story on that. I was delivering mail, and every day I would go to the same house because I did the same route. And every day they had like 3 to 5 packages every single day, and I'm like, what is this person doing? Like, why are they shipping out stuff? I don't understand. I was like 21, 22 at the time, and I didn't know. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have the courage to knock on the door because I'm a good energy. Like you said, I have good energy. I communicate very well, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me just ask. Like, it wouldn't hurt to ask, you know. So I
Right.
knock on the door, and a lady comes out, and I'm like, hey, how are you? I've been your mailman for like 6 to 7 months, and I just see packages out here. I just don't understand. And she's like, I sell on eBay. And I'm like, what's eBay? I have no idea what that is. I thought that was just like Amazon. Like, you just buy stuff on Amazon. That's where you go online to buy stuff. And she's like, no, like, come into my garage. And at first I was like, nah, that's kind of weird. but
Right. Right.
so she like opened the garage. I was like, I can't go in your house. And she's like, okay. She opened the garage and she had like all these little knickknacks, plates, cups, glass stuff. And I'm like, wow, that's very interesting. I would never know to like, then she was like, I sell on there. I go to Goodwills, I go to garage sales, and that's what she does. And I'm like, wow, let me look into this. I jump into my truck and I'm like, what is eBay on YouTube? And the first people that came up was Rally Roots, and I watched like every single video in the past lives because like I was in the mail truck with my AirPods in, and I just would listen like
Okay.
what's good brands to pick up from their like older videos, and then I ran into Josh into like, and that's what changed everything. And I actually never stepped foot into a Goodwill like 7 to 8 months. Like I was just trying to learn brands, like just that knowledge before I like jumped into it. And then I finally had the courage, and then I went. So that's a quick little story, but
That's a good story. I've heard some of that story, but I didn't realize that you didn't go into a Goodwill or thrift store for 7 or 8 months. So I'm trying to imagine. So you didn't take action. You were studying for 7or 8 months. Do
yeah,
you think
like
that was
it
do you
was
think
a
that was a
big like
positive
game
or a
changer.
negative?
It was a positive.
Okay.
Definitely a positive because at first, like, you know, my paycheck, I mean, just think about it. I mean, I was making $20 an hour at the time, and you got a base like salary, I guess, like, a base
Hmm.
income that every week, every 2 weeks, every month, like, you know what income is coming in and where you have to put your money for your bills. Because I, had a house, I still have a car, like all this stuff. And, I was just very minimal, like, and I just didn't like that lifestyle. Like, I just felt like I fell into the society that you just have to go to work, you have to work for somebody. And I just didn't like that. But it was a big positive that I learned different things, because a lot of people just think like, oh, this is a great brand right here. I don't know,
Right.
heart, measuring tape, like, and it's not. You really have to look this stuff up and use, like, my best thing that I always say to everybody is you have to look up comps. If you don't look up comps, you're gonna not that you're just gonna struggle, because you're gonna buy something and, like, let's just say this is $5, this water bottle, but only online it's selling for like $5.50, and it's like, first of all,
Right.
you're wasting your time. But you have to compare, how many items is this listed? There's 100 listed with only like 5 sold. That's not gonna cut it for me. I have to find an item that is 5 listed and 100 sold. Like, in the last 90 days, at least 1 is being sold. So that's how I look. And even just today is like how I do things. I always look stuff up, no matter if I'm smart, if I know brands, but like certain, like Nike, not all types of Nike are good. Like, you have to really pay attention to little things, because you could really waste your money, and that will get you to not want to be a reseller anymore. And it messes with your brain. So you really,
Yeah.
that's my biggest thing is I when I do something, I try to perfect it. And I think I've done a pretty good job at it.
I really like that, because that's actually a different perspective than I take. Because one of the things that I'm afraid of, and I've done in the past, is analysis. What is it? Paralysis through analysis, or however they say that. Analyzing, making sure everything's perfect before I actually take action on something.
Right.
And what I'm hearing from you is you took action, but it took you 7 to 8 months to make sure you had a plan to learn it, and then take the action.
Mm-hmm.
My perspective sometimes, and let me know if you disagree, I don't mind, is it's okay to fail. It's okay to purchase something, that water bottle, for $5.50, or $5, and then sell it for $5.50 and realize that was the dumbest thing I've done.
Right.
But now I know I'm not going to pick up that water bottle anymore. And you're learning, but you're still building that foundation at that same time. Can you give me some of your thoughts on that?
Yeah. At first, I did buy certain items that I'm like, wow, okay. I didn't perfect like the comps thing until like later on down the road. But, you would buy something and you would see the comps and you're like, oh, it's online, it's on eBay. Like, I could probably sell it, but as I grew, I picked up, like, the first thing I sold was a pair of Rockport, loafers. And I'm like, all right, Rockport's a good, brand. A lot of older people wear them for comfort or whatever. And I'm like, wow, this could be a really good item to sell on eBay. And that was the first thing I sold. And I actually lost money on it, which is crazy, because I listed it higher and someone sent an offer and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is my first offer. And I just accepted it. And I didn't think about like how much money I made. I did free shipping, because Rally Roots always, like, they said, do free shipping. Like, it entices someone to buy it. And so then I did that, and I sold it for $20. I bought it for $8, and the shipping was like $11. So like I made literally like pennies. So
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I need to change like, I need to do something different. And that's when it really came into play, where it was like, wow. I was like, wow, like, this is a game changer, because if I could find different items that will make more money, that's how it went. And I slowly, gradually, got to that point. Like, I was always picking up Guitar Hero stuff, but you have to check out, like, is the PS2 one, is that one good, or is it the Xbox 360 one? So like, there's just things that you just learn on the way, and it's just like, I won't pick that up, and I don't have to look it up anymore. And it's just that knowledge, you get over time.
Yeah. So yeah. So really, you do agree with me. We're kind of the same. You've definitely was learning from Rally Roots and other people, and then it's like, okay,
Right.
now it's my turn, with the understanding that you might make some mistakes. I do have a very serious question for you. You meant Rockports for older people. What is your definition of an older person?
I guess someone, that, I have to watch how I say stuff like that because, you know, it could be a young person, like if they have bad ankles or a bad back or, they just need good support. You got me on that one. You
I was
definitely got me
actually
on that
hoping
one.
you'd say an age, so I'd be like, well, I'm pretty much close to that.
I'm sorry.
I was setting you up, man. I was just setting
Yeah,
you
you
up.
did. You honestly, I got stumbled. I got stumbled for sure.
So let's move on from that. But we're gonna actually take a few steps back. You were a postal worker. In my opinion, that's a good job, probably
Oh
good
yeah.
benefits, all of that stuff. How did you make that decision to go full time? I know you mentioned the thought process behind it, but that's a lot of money you're giving up,
Right.
a steady paycheck. Can you talk
So
to a little bit about that?
for sure. So my girlfriend Destiny, we owned a house and we, COVID happened and a lot of things happened during that process and she lost her job and what happened was I tried to get her to Destiny, if you guys know. Destiny is my girlfriend and she didn't like she lost her job and she just wasn't motivated, like she was sad, like she wasn't making the money that she was, and she went to college for law, or not law, like she worked for a law firm, she went to
Hmm.
for criminal justice, and she was trying to get her foot in the door into in that field, and it just nothing was working. She went to like 10 different interviews, no one hired her, and she finally got that job. She lost it, and I was like, look, this is a perfect opportunity. I was just learning, like at the time, like I think I was starting to go to Goodwill, and I was just like telling her, I was like, you got to do this, like this could be a great gateway to just something new. And she's like, no, I have to work for somebody. I don't like working, like I feel like I'll be lonely and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, hopefully, I mean, I know one day you're gonna be like, I should have done this, and she didn't do it, and I just kept doing it. Like I wasn't going crazy because I didn't have enough money to like go and get multiple things, and I worked a
Right.
lot a lot of hours, so I would say 50 hours a week, and you want to have off and relax, and you got chores around the house or whatever you have to do. Um, it was just like a side gig, it was just something I would do on the side. But for Destiny, she got into it. Like she got her job back. Like COVID kind of stopped, and not that it stopped, but it slowed down. And she got her job back, and that was awesome, and she felt happy. But the coolest thing was across the street was a Goodwill. Like she could literally walk across the street, and it's right there, and from her job. And I was just like, you got to just go. And she's like, I don't want to, like, I don't know what to pick up. And I'm like, that's how I started. You got to just find somebody on YouTube. And she found Hustle at Home Mom, and
Okay.
she does a lot of clothing. And then Destiny fell in love with it, and she was like, oh, I'm going. And and finally she got into it, and then she was doing good, and she was doing so good that I was like, we got to make a move. Like we're learning so much here. We both have good knowledge in this. I was making YouTube videos, things were popping off, and I was just like, Des, I feel like that you should get into this, quit your job, and I'll still work for the post office and still have that steady income coming in, paying for our bills, whatever we have to do, and because I could pay for it just myself, but I told her, I was like, instead of you doing your half, paying the bills and stuff like that, why don't you just go full blown and I'll just take care of everything? And she's like, okay. And we did it. And she quit her job, and she was like doing so good where it's like, I want to quit so bad, but I had to see the numbers come in. It takes a while
Yeah.
for something to build. And I was like, just keep picking up good stuff. Like, I'll support you, whatever you got to do. I'm motivating, positive energy, and it was doing really, really good. And I'm like, wow, if I could just, what can I do to change that? And I actually took myself off the overtime list from the post office because I was working overtime, and I was just working 8 hours, like 8 hour days. And so I was only working 40 hours a week. I got the route literally of my dreams. I had Goodwill and Salvation Army on my route, like delivering to them. So I would just jump out, go straight there on my lunch break, and I'll go to Salvation Army. Like that was like my next stop after that. And I would just go in there for like 10 minutes or like a 10-minute break that we had. And I would find really good stuff, and things were really good. Like I had things set like for 30 years. I could have been a mailman. But I was like, you know what, man? Like I told you earlier, in society, like today's society, like a lot of people, like older, here we go with the older thing. Like older people, I'm being serious. Older people say like, you need to, you need to have a job. You know, you need to have that county job or that government job that just, you know, you got the pension, you got this, you got that. It's like, okay, but when I get older, when I'm 60 or 70 years old, when I retire, what else do I have left? Like I worked so hard to get to this position, and then it's like I can't go to Italy, or I can't go do the things that I want to do. And, you know, because I might not be able to, or maybe I broke my leg and I have like, or I'm paralyzed one day, half my body. And, you know, I look at little things like that because life is just too short. I mean, like, seriously, I get the chills every time I talk about it. Like, you know, if I didn't take this step to even just knock on that door, you know, like if I didn't do that, I'd still be a mailman. Like, there's no way I wouldn't. You couldn't get me to quit my job. Like, there's no way, unless something crazy happened, I make more money or something like that. But, dude, like, this changed my life. Like, Rally Roots and Josh, Harry Tornado, they changed my whole entire life just from watching their videos for months and months and months on end, and just learning and learning and learning. And, you know, it's so cool. But when we got to that position for her to quit her job, get her going, and then it was my turn. You know, it took like a year. It really did. It took a year for me to like, okay, I can do this now. Like you've got this down pat. The inventory's great. We're typing in our spreadsheet from Hustle and Hooks. Like everything was just good. Like taxes, like things were just flowing. And I'm just like, we can do this. Like, I'm tired of just saying I'm going to do it. Because if you just say you're going to do something, like sometimes I say like, I'm going to make a YouTube video and I don't do it, but you just got to act upon it. You just got to make that video, or you just got to quit your job. And I don't say to quit your job to anybody. Like, you have to learn first. You can't just say, oh, wow, I sold, you know, a Guitar Hero guitar for $30 or $50 and think that you're the best, because it's hard to come by those, you know, and that's what's so difficult. Nothing's guaranteed in this job. You know, you have to go get it. And I say job, but I don't even consider this a job. I love what I do. I feel like I'm retired. Like, and I'm 25 years old, and it's crazy to say that, but I love what I do. I wake up and I'm just so excited for the day. Like, I'm my own boss. I can do whatever I want. I coach my little brother in basketball. Like, it's just so many great things that I do. But when I quit my job, that was it. Like, I was just so pumped. I was so ready. Like, the work ethic that I give at work, it's like I'm giving it to myself. Like, I'm the man, you know, like I'm not working for the man no more. I'm the man. So it's just really cool, the position that I've gotten to and where I'm at now today. And it's just super, I'm blessed. That's just what it is.
Yeah. And again, that energy's coming out. Another question I have for you, you mentioned you coach, and I can tell you're close to your family. Can you talk a little bit about, did they say anything about you quitting your job?
So, yeah, a lot of people in my family are like, what are you doing? You know, like, why would you do that? You have a job where you're set. Like, I was full-time career. I already got my own route that I could have for 30 years. And it's just like, you know, a lot of family members were like, just stay. Like, why would you do that? Why would you give up something so perfect that can grow? You know, I could have made $35 an hour top pay in 12 years, you know, when it slowly grow up to that. But it's like, why do I have to base myself off of that? Why can't I do more? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not about the money. Like, it's really just about the freedom. Like, I can do whatever I want. I make, if not the same or more, you know, and I get to do the things that I love. I don't have to rush off of work to be at my brother's birthday, you know, like I don't have to, you know, rush. I'm on my own time, you know, like I have my own thing that I do, and that's what I do. Like, I don't want someone telling me what to do. Like, I hate that. Ever since I'm little, you know, my dad used to be like, go pick the weeds. And I'm like, I don't want to, you know, but it's just, but it all, you know, it all leads into something. Everything gets to a place because you know, what's the saying? Like, it happens if it happens or whatever it is. But
Yeah.
I'm just so thankful where I'm at today. Like, even like my family saying like you're crazy, but I still did it, and I'm still
Right.
alive and I'm still, working hard, like, and
Right.
the only person that was like, wow, Joey, like you have the cojones, like to do this was like my dad. My
Mhm.
dad, he used to work for the city and, he used to work for like the water treatment and that was what my grandpa does. And my grandpa did that for, as long as he did and he retired and he had a pension and he's got a lot of money. He worked very hard and got to where he is. But my dad was like, I don't want to do this. And my dad quit at a young age and he started a lawn service and he was cutting lawns. He had a group of guys. He was cutting multiple lawns, had a lot of accounts, and he just created a business. And
Yeah.
I look up to my dad at first. Like I was like, I have to go work for somebody. I can't do this. Like that's impossible. Like how can I start something like that? Where do I get the money from? How can I do that? It's like everyone starts from somewhere, and I'm so glad like the way my story is of how it came. But I really look up to my dad. Like now I see what he meant in certain things. Like, why don't you try to do this, Joey? And I'm like, nah. Like I gotta go work for somebody. Like I can't do this on my own. So
Right.
not that I wasn't because my dad, he wasn't given everything, and he had to go work for it. He started working at the age of 12. Like he was going, he went to like grocery stores and walked old. Now I'm saying old again, older people like carts to their cars and would help them like put the groceries in and push the cart back. And he was like a cart boy for a while, and he was making tips like off the people. And then he worked for a pizzeria, and you know, he liked the food business and stuff like that, and that's what he does now.
Okay.
So it's really cool where my dad's gotten, but I never looked at my dad like that. I thought my dad just went to work. You know what I mean? Like I'm a kid. Like I don't know.
Right.
Like I know what my dad does, but I didn't know like about that until you learn different things. Like you go to work every day. Where I went to the post office for 4 to 5 years, and I'm like, man, this is just it's a good job. I'm happy. Like but I'm not like free. Like the
Yeah.
freedom isn't there. But I really enjoyed what I did, and that's the crazy part. I love being a mailman. A lot of kids looked up to me. A lot of people liked me. Like me coming to the post office and just I changed the whole entire place. Like everyone was just so sad, and I would came in. I'm like, "What's up, guys? Like, let's get to work," and just made everyone's day. And I made a lot of friends in there. And I haven't seen them in a while, which is crazy. I might
Hmm.
have to jump in there and go give them donuts or something.
There you
Um,
go.
so that's a good idea. But yeah, man, like it's just like I said, life's too short. Life is
Yeah.
too short, and I just like you said about the family thing. It's sometimes you got to take risks in life, and if you don't, why you living? So
Yes, exactly.
so
Yeah, before I ask my next question, shout out to your dad. I saw him once on one of your guys' live, and I was blessed enough to be able to see that because, well, I'm an hour behind you guys, so I'm old, so I go to bed early.
there we go with
And
old.
and I'm like, okay, I can't go to bed because he just kept going, and I'm over here ready to jump out of bed, get to work, and yeah. So shout out to him. I really enjoyed
I
listening to
appreciate that,
everything
man.
he had to say.
My
All
dad,
right.
what's really funny? My dad could be a motivational speaker and talk to you for hours, but if you put the camera on him, he changes everything. Like he just like uh But once he
Hmm.
was when he was on the live, like I guess he didn't. I don't know. It was weird. Like at first, like I know how my dad acts. Like
Yeah.
when a camera's on him, like he was making TikToks a year ago, and he's like, "Yo, Sylvester Stallone, I'm over here." Like I'm like, "Dad, you're crazy," but but
So my other question is, you were talking about you're living life right now, and I love to hear it. Um, and you said one word, and I honestly I don't remember what it was, but it made me think of a question. So what is your vision? You're 25. You're retired, right?
yeah,
Because it's not really a job to you. What's your vision for your life going forward then?
you know, um, really I love what I do, man. Like I don't always want to go thrifting, eventually in the future. I want to, I guess get real estate, just start somewhere, like buy properties, do something. I don't know. Like I just want to be able where money's coming in, where I don't have to work. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
if I have this eBay business and I just have like a worker work for me, and I get to go do the fun things or something like that, or I get a warehouse or I buy a house that has a big, garage looking thing, kind of like Josh. Like Josh has that
Yeah.
big, garage with all of his stuff in there. Kind of just get to a point like that, and just really just money. I don't want to say money is everything, because I don't think so. I think like, yeah, we make money, but it's like, what point do you get where you feel like you're actually retired? Like I say I'm retired, but like I do work, but it's
Right.
just like I don't consider it work.
Hmm.
But I don't want to do this every day. Like I want to be able something to come in where I know like I have maybe like a shoe or like clothes that just come to me, and I just have things just prepared, and I have someone that just to take pictures and have another person to list it, and I'm just paying them, and I'm just
Right.
living life, going to Italy, going to Greece, going on a cruise, like living life, like going to see different things, going to baseball games, football games, whatever it is, like something that I enjoy with my girl or something,
Yeah.
and create a family and just live a good life, like live a different life than like what normal. I hate to say normal, but like I guess like what society does, like
Yeah.
like I don't want to go to work and come home 9 to 5 and just be like, oh, I gotta work tomorrow.
Right.
Nobody should feel like that, you know. I don't think anybody should feel like that. If you don't, even if you're getting paid $100,000 a year, 200,000, a million, I don't care how much it is. I feel like your happiness means more than money. That's how I
Yeah.
think.
I've heard a stat, and I'm not going to quote the exact stat because I'll pretty much make it up right now. But a lot of heart attacks are on a Monday,
Really?
because people are not wanting to go, they're not
Right.
enjoying their life. They're going to work, things like that.
Hmm.
So that's kind of what that makes me think of. The other thing is you mentioned Italy a couple of times. What's your connection with Italy? Have you ever gone?
So,
Why?
so
Why
I'm
have you mentioned
Italian.
that?
Like Italian is like my heritage, my ethnicity.
Uh-huh.
I just, my logo's an Italian flag, basically, which is my face on it. Just something. I'm Italian, like I love Italian food, like just who I am, like I just love it. I would love just to go to Italy for like I would love to live there, like just for a year or two, and just embrace like the heritage from like my
Yeah.
great grandparents, like
Hmm.
and just live that life. Like I live in Florida, so it's just like it's not just Florida. There's so many places out there to go to and to
Right.
enjoy, like while I'm young. Like my dad's like, you should have already been to Italy already, like like that's how my dad thinks, so
Yeah.
um it's tough, like it's tough to say when I want to go.
Hmm.
I just want to go, like I want it to be like I'm going to Italy this weekend or for the week,
Yes.
or
Yeah.
like I just feel like we don't have to work so hard. I mean, we could work hard to get the things that you want, but it's like I just want to be financially free and just like I'm almost done paying off my car, and it's just like my next thing is I want to get a house, pay that thing off, and just live, like go places and just not just keep working to pay rent or keep working to pay for my car or working to pay for something. Like what are we saving for? Like if we can't live, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
No, I always say money is a tool, and you want to make sure you're using the tool to experience life,
right,
you know?
exactly.
So, but plan ahead. So there's always that balance, right?
Yeah,
Save for the future, but at the same time, use the tool now so you're experiencing life today.
correct.
Actually, let's talk about the reseller community. You are huge, in my opinion, huge in the reseller community. And I really think it's because of your attitude, that infectious smile, that energy that you bring. But give me your opinion. Why do you think you're growing in the reseller community? Why do you think you have such good friends like Drew and Josh and whoever else?
Hmm.
Talk to a little bit about that, please.
Um, let's just say like let's take a step back for me, just like in my younger age, like I always I always try to include everybody, like even no matter what you looked like, if you were a nerd or if you were the coolest kid in school. um I really enjoyed like bringing people together, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just look at someone and just judge them, like, and say like, oh, he's just a cool kid, or oh, he's too smart. Why should we hang out with him? I was the type of kid that liked to include everybody, and I'm still like that, like with family. Like, I just want everyone, when it's my birthday, I just want everyone to be together. I don't have to like separate people. I want everyone to be in the same presence as me, that, I enjoy the people who I'm with. I just, being around just like-minded people, now in today's age, like I've stopped hanging out with friends that were, not that they were going backwards. It's just, I don't drink, I don't do stuff like, you know what I mean? Like I just enjoy who I am. Like I don't have to I don't have to drink to be somebody. Like a lot of people
Right.
think that I drink, or, I do things just to be that energy. Like, no, this is me. I drink water with lemon. That's my drink. Like that's my energy drink. Like I'm just me. Like, and that's what I try to tell everybody is like, especially for YouTube, is just to be yourself, and people will gravitate to you. And whatever it is, I
Yeah.
really like YouTube is really my fun place, like to be. I've been very slow on it, just to due to things like that has happened to me. A lot of people probably like know me and Destiny broke up, but we got back together, and I'm very happy. So I'm trying to implement the YouTube back into our life, and
Hmm.
just get back into it. I don't want to put out videos just because. Like I want to put out
Right.
videos because I want people to come take their mind off their problems or stress, or if it's whatever they are in state of mind, and come and just enjoy it, hang out with me. Like that's all what it is. That's what life's about. Like that's a full circle, like
Yeah.
I just want to have fun. Like until, if I'm age 0 to 100, however long we live, and I just really embrace being who I am. And that's why I I don't like just to say like, oh, Drew and Josh are just my friends. Like I try to be friends with everybody, no matter who it
Right.
is.
Right.
Like, and Drew likes to call me the yes man. I always say yes to everything, or, I want to make people happy, but I don't want
Hmm.
to get taken advantage of as well,
Right.
So, and you learn as you get older, you're more wise. But yeah, like I just really like to include people in my circle, no matter what you are. Like it doesn't matter. Like we're all the same. We're all humans, and um, that's what I think about. Like just the community. Like yeah, like get to the reseller community. Everybody is just so happy. Like, and the reason why we're happy is because we're making money, and that's the big thing. Like a lot of people get happiness just from making money, which is nuts. Like that's what life's about, I guess. Like in this
Yeah.
world for people, like money is money. Like like I mean, I'm sure you've seen like YouTube videos of like the gold digger prank or something like that, where the
Yeah.
girl's trying to, they see the guy and or whatever, and they only like them for the car, and like that's, to me, like that's, I don't know. I guess you get brought up with no money, and you just see the money and you're like, you want it, and it's just like,
Right.
I'm not like that. I'm the type of person that's like, wow, you have really nice things. I can't wait to get there one day. I want to be better than you one day.
Hmm.
Um, and
And I hear that as a positive way.
yes,
Um, you know, I want to get to your level and surpass it. It's
exactly.
not comparing. So I'm hearing that as a positive.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like I just, like I say that I'm gonna do, like my biggest thing right now is I'm gonna make YouTube videos, and I keep saying it, and it's just like I don't want to put out content that's fake. You understand? Like, and I just want to put out content that's like really, really good. And I'm actually doing a 90-day challenge with my girlfriend, and I should be making
Yes.
YouTube videos about it, like who can make the most money in the next 90 days. And it's just like a mind thing right now. I don't know what
Yeah.
it is. I just gotta just hit the record button and just do it. But it would be a really good series.
It
I
would.
could still do it, but it's just like I want to put out like maybe like one video for like the 90 days, like, and just, how I want to start it is like, this handshake, means war, and like just like have like I have a really good mind of what I want to do. It's just like the time, like I said I would have a lot more time if I were to be a reseller, you know, the freedom and stuff like that. Like I'll have so much more time. I could do whatever I want, but it's like I'm working so hard on this challenge that I want to win so bad because Destiny works so hard and she, you know, she does very, very good at what she does. You know, I want to beat her and she's like beating me right now. And it's just like, I don't like to lose. I'm very competitive. So,
I want you to win. I'm on your side, by the way.
I
For the
appreciate that.
record.
Thank you. You know, like I hurt my ankle. I don't know how long it's been, like maybe 3 or 4 months ago. And that's when I probably hit rock bottom with just everything. Like I never been sad before. Like, and I know that's weird to say, like I'm usually just a happy person and everything just goes good. Like, but like I hurt my ankle and I've never been hurt before. And I was playing flag football and I caught a pass and I did like a juke move and my ankle just went down and I just really hurt my ankle. Really, I highly sprained it. And they say it's worse than breaking your ankle. And I thought I was never going to walk again. Like I couldn't, it was so bad. Like it hurt so bad. And, had treatment from my best friend's mom. She's a chiropractor, but like, she just helped me. Like she was like, I'll take you in whatever you need. Cause I just been best friends with my boys for like 10 years now. So, and I've known the parents for such a long time and, they took me in and helped me and I'm so thankful for them. So if they ever hear this, thank you so much. I love you. But man, like just getting to that stage I was so sad. Like I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. Like I just felt like I hit rock bottom and, I wasn't listing. I wasn't getting stuff. Like I wasn't going to the bins. I wasn't going to thrift stores and just was sad. Yeah. And, you know, this challenge has brought me back to life. Like it's brought me back to who I am and what I want to be. Like have that work ethic back.
Yeah.
I was just like laying around, you know, I'm very active. I like to run. I like to, you know, play, play outside or, you know, play football or softball or, you know, be, you know, active. And it set me back, you know, and I can't let things, you know, get to me. And this challenge has woken me up. Like it's like, I got that fire underneath me and I've been pushing so hard and I've been very successful. And it's just really cool. Like, to see the numbers grow and how much I'm making and how much like you could make if you just work a little harder.
I do want to say that I want to acknowledge you actually, of admitting that you were sad. That's a strong person to do that. And the reason why I say that is some people hide their sadness. They say sometimes, you know, the saddest person is somebody who has the biggest smile, you know, because they're hiding it. So you acknowledging that will probably just help somebody else, because if you admit it to somebody else, that's at least some relief, you know? Yeah. Can you talk to, did you learn anything else about that time in your life, that season in your life of being a little bit down and coming back from it? What else did you learn from that?
I learned that like life is short. Like, you know, more than like I've already known what life is short, like kind of thing is like, what if I'm older and I can't move, you know? And I keep going to Lord. I'm sorry, it's funny, but it's not. But it's just like, you know, what if I am at one stage where I am 60 and I can't move? I'm in a wheelchair or something. Like I got in a car accident or someone hit me or, you know, I'm alive, but I just can't move. Like, you know, it just hit me hard. Like it just, even if it was just my ankle, like, and I'm the type of person where I'm like, I'm always there. I'm always, you know, like when I say there, like when someone asks me, I'm there, you know, like you asked me to be here and I was late. I'm gonna be honest on the live. Like, and I got the chills. I'm like, yo, Abel, I'm so sorry, dude. Like you're like, dude, did I get the wrong time? Like, no, dude, this is on me. Like, I am so sorry. Like I'm so sorry, you know? But we were able to do this and I'm so happy, thank you, man, for doing this with me. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, like overcoming that struggle of like being sad, like I really was like, it's tough. Like what I've learned is like, life's too short. Like imagine if I was older, I need to live now, you know, I need to do those things now and work hard and get the things that you want. Like right now, my biggest thing is paying off my car. Like that is like the coolest thing. Like I'm going to be able to pay off my car. Like, you would never think that, like, seriously, you would never like think that one day you're going to pay off that car, because it's just like a big payment that you see. It's like, wow, how can I get there? And Whatnot has really changed my life all my whatnot money is going towards that. And like,
Okay.
and I'm so excited to like get that done. And then like my next step is like having to get like a big down payment to put down on a house. And like, that's my next step is like, yeah, it's good to have like payments for like credit and stuff, but it's like, let me get that done and let me get the next thing, and
Right.
because then you have like something to work for. Like like once it's done, like what else do I have? Like, do I buy another car or do I buy a house or what do I do?
Right.
Because like I said earlier in this little podcast here, like what do we have to like pay for? Like once everything's done, like what are we doing? Like what's next? And it's
Right.
really just living life, doing those fun things because you have like a house or paid off or a car paid off or whatever. You have like a boat or something like that. Yeah, like it's pretty much it.
Yeah. So another question I have, as you know, my channel is called Abel's Treasures, and I want to ask you, what is your greatest treasure?
My greatest treasure, life. Really just being able to speak, being able to stand up on 2 feet, being able just to live. Being at like FlipCon, like that was so amazing because like all the like-minded people are in one space, and it's cool to connect with people that like I've seen in chats, like talk to in chats, and just be in real life and just be like, wow,
Yeah.
like this is just amazing that we all can be in one area. And a lot of negative people out there hated on FlipCon, but like it doesn't have to do with the people that are like people. Like if you don't like people, it just when you're surrounded by just good positive people and just real people, like it's different, it hits different. And it's just I couldn't even get to talk to everybody. Like everyone was just coming up and just telling me their stories and how thankful they are that they watch me on my lives and stuff, and that I bring them up, like you said, like the energy and stuff. Like a lot of people like, love that. And that's why I love doing those lives, just because like a lot of people like said like, oh, you shouldn't go live on YouTube. It's like, you can't tell me what to do. This is my YouTube channel. And I just, this is about you. You understand? Like I do those lives to connect with you, no matter who you are. I don't care who you are. Not like that, but like I don't care. Like I just want you to come in and just really love just being there, working. If it's you haven't worked all day and it's 9:00 in my time, Eastern Standard Time, and I'm live at 9, like you're there to work. You're there to come in, listen to us, like me and Drew. Now it's me and Destiny. We're on the live together every Monday night, 9 p.m. And it's just like you come into work. Like if it's for 2 hours, an hour, whatever it is, or if you watch me back the next day, which a lot of people do, which I'm so thankful for, and they just work, and that's it's just cool. Like I'm so thankful, like where I'm at in this life. Like it's just awesome. I love it.
Yeah. The final thing I want to say is really, I want to again acknowledge you for your energy. I know I've said that, but you definitely bring a light to the reselling community, to YouTube, and you can see it. You can see that you care for people generally at FlipCon through the screen. So continue to do what you do. It's definitely something that I appreciate watching. So even at my old age.
Now, was I right? Joey has that energy that is infectious. It was a great conversation. Again, Joey, thank you for coming onto my channel. Now, I have the opportunity to pick out 3 things that I pulled from this conversation. So here are my top 3. Of course, I bet you there's more. Please put down below what you pulled out of the conversation. And just another reminder, hit like, share, all of that good stuff to help my channel. I would appreciate it. Now, number 1, dream big. I asked Joey what his vision was. And you notice how he paused for a moment and talked about reselling may not be his full-time vision to where he's going to truly retire from reselling. He's looking at expanding with possible real estate investments, creating a income to where he's able to enjoy life. I really like that. This is another one that attracted me to his channel, is be genuine or be yourself. And he is himself on his lives, as well as other YouTube videos that he's created, his Instagram channel. And what that does is that attracts the community that you want around you. Now, I personally want a community that is very positive, supportive of each other, and I believe Joey's the same way, and he is definitely fostering that community that he wants around him. So that's number 2, be yourself, and you are going to attract the people that are very similar to you. Now, finally, number 3, you notice the trend throughout the whole conversation was talking about age. We're kind of bantering back and forth. But the more I thought about that, people that are older may not be as open to listening to somebody who's younger, or someone who's younger is supposed to respect their elders. And what I pulled from that is making sure no matter your age, every one of us has something to teach that other person. So be open to that. Joey is full of knowledge. I bet you I could sit down and learn so much about the reselling business from him. I also had another experience in a leadership program where this person was saying, well, I have so much more to experience because I'm in my 20s. And I let her know to use that as an asset. Keep an open mind, but just think your mind is not closed to the opportunities. As you get older, you may get jaded and be set in your ways. Someone being young as an asset. Again, Joey, I appreciate the banter back and forth. That was fun. Now, finally, just want to remind everybody the greatest treasure is connections with people. So take care of each other.